Welcome to the Psychology and Physical Training channel. Have you ever wondered how your senses work? How they interact with the world around you and influence your perception? Welcome to our exploration into the realm of sensory processes and thresholds. It's here in this intricate interplay of senses and perception that we begin to understand how we as humans interpret and interact with our environment. In this video, we will navigate through the general characteristics of senses, shedding light on how our sense of sight, or vision and audition, our ability to hear, play pivotal roles in our day-to-day lives. We'll also delve into our kinesthetic sensation, the sense that allows us to perceive the world through touch and movement. And let's not forget about our chemical sensations, taste and smell, the senses that add flavor to our lives. We will also touch on the concept of thresholds, a critical component in how we perceive sensory information. Ready to dive into the fascinating world of senses? Hold on tight, we're starting with the general characteristics of senses. General characteristics of senses. Each sense serves a unique purpose, helping us perceive the world in different ways. Our senses are essentially our windows to the world, allowing us to experience life in all its richness. They work in harmony, each contributing to our understanding and interaction with the environment around us. Let's delve a bit deeper. Our sensory systems are equipped with specialized receptors, which are designed to respond to specific types of stimuli. For instance, our eyes respond to light, our ears to sound, and our skin to touch. Whenever these stimuli are present, our sensory receptors swing into action, converting these external signals into electrical impulses. These impulses then travel to the brain, where they are interpreted and processed. This intricate network of sensory receptors and nerve pathways, working tirelessly behind the scenes, enables us to taste, touch, smell, hear, and see. It's quite the symphony, isn't it? Our senses do an incredible job, don't they? But let's move on to a sense we often take for granted: vision. The vision. Imagine a world without color, without shapes, without light. Hard, isn't it? This is the world we'd be left with if we didn't have vision. Vision is a complex process that starts with our eyes, the sensory organs designed to capture light and translate it into the vibrant world we see around us. Our eyes are like a camera, capturing light and transforming it into a picture. The cornea, the clear front surface of the eye, acts as a lens, focusing incoming light. This light then travels through the pupil, the black center of the eye that regulates how much light enters, and reaches the lens. The lens is a flexible structure that adjusts its shape to further focus the light onto the retina, a layer of cells at the back of the eye. The retina is where the magic begins. It contains millions of cells called photoreceptors that are sensitive to light. There are two types of photoreceptors, rods and cones. Rods help us see in low light conditions, while cones are responsible for color vision and detail in bright light. When these photoreceptors detect light, they generate electrical signals. These signals are then sent through the optic nerve to the brain. The brain is the master interpreter, turning these signals into the images we see. It takes the raw data from our eyes and assembles them into a coherent, understandable picture. Imagine it as a jigsaw puzzle solver, taking individual pieces and fitting them together to form a complete image. But the brain doesn't stop there. It also uses past experiences and knowledge to make sense of what we see. For instance, when you look at a tree, your brain doesn't just see a green blob. It recognizes the shape, the color, and the texture, and understands that it's a tree. That's the magic of vision. It's a complex dance between our eyes and our brain that allows us to perceive and understand the world around us. But what about the sounds that bring life to our world? Let's talk about audition. The audition, from the gentle rustling of leaves to the vibrant melodies of music, our ears pick up a symphony of sounds. This auditory magic, dear friends, is called audition. It's the sense that allows us to perceive the world's soundtrack, from the faintest whispers to the loudest roars. So how does audition work? It all begins with sound waves. These invisible ripples of energy travel through the air, carrying the sounds of the world to our ears. When they reach our ears, they encounter the eardrum, a thin layer of tissue that vibrates in response to these waves. These vibrations are then picked up by 3 tiny bones in the middle ear, magnified and transmitted to the cochlea, a snail-shaped structure filled with fluid. As the fluid moves, it stimulates tiny hair cells, converting the vibrations into electrical signals. These signals then travel along the auditory nerve to the brain. Here in the auditory cortex, the brain deciphers these signals, interpreting them as the sounds we recognize and understand. It's a complex process, but it happens so quickly and seamlessly that we're usually not even aware of it. Every conversation you've ever had, every song you've ever loved, every sound that's ever made you jump or brought you peace, it's all thanks to the intricate process of audition. Sound adds a beautiful dimension to our lives. But what about the sense that helps us navigate the world? Let's explore kinesthetic sensation. Kinesthetic sensation. Every move you make, every step you take, your body's kinesthetic sense is at work. This unique sense, often overlooked, is our body's internal GPS. It provides us with vital information about our body's position and movements. Imagine you're walking in the dark or closing your eyes to reach for something. It's your kinesthetic sense or proprioception that guides you. This sense relies on receptors in our muscles, joints, and tendons, communicating with our brain about our body's position and movement. Now let's delve a little deeper. The sensation of movement and position is not just about walking in the dark or grabbing something behind you. It's also crucial for maintaining balance and coordination. Whether you're standing on one foot, riding a bicycle, or dancing to your favorite song, your kinesthetic sense is constantly at work, ensuring you maintain your balance and move fluidly. This sense is so finely tuned that it can even perceive the slightest changes in muscle tension and joint angle. That's why you can tell the difference between lifting a feather in a book, even with your eyes closed. So, the next time you're effortlessly navigating through a crowded room or gracefully executing a yoga pose, remember to appreciate your kinesthetic sense. It's this silent partner that keeps you from stumbling, falling, or colliding with objects. Kinesthetic sensation truly keeps us grounded, but what about the senses that add flavor to our lives? Let's explore taste and smell. Chemical sensations, taste and smell. The aroma of fresh coffee, the taste of chocolate. These are experiences we all cherish. But have you ever wondered how these sensations come about? Both taste and smell are classified as chemical sensations. They detect chemical substances in our environment and translate them into signals our brain can understand. The process begins when chemical molecules released by substances around us are picked up by our sensory organs, the nose and tongue. The nose is home to millions of olfactory receptors that detect airborne chemicals or smells. When you inhale, molecules in the air bind to these receptors, triggering a nerve signal that travels to your brain. Meanwhile, the tongue is covered with thousands of taste buds, each containing around 50 to 100 taste receptor cells. These cells are particularly sensitive to 5 basic tastes: sweet, sour, bitter, salty, and umami, or savory. When you eat, food molecules interact with these receptors, sending signals to your brain that let you perceive the taste. But taste and smell are more than just individual senses. They often work together to create our perception of flavor. Ever noticed how food tastes bland when you have a cold? That's because the aroma of the food, detected by your nose, contributes significantly to the overall flavor. These chemical sensations are crucial in shaping our preferences and behaviors. They warn us of potential dangers. A bitter taste or a foul smell often indicate something harmful or rotten. Conversely, pleasant tastes and smells draw us towards nutritious foods and safe environments. Moreover, our sense of taste and smell can evoke strong emotional and memory responses. The scent of a loved one's perfume, the taste of a childhood favorite dish. These can transport us back in time, eliciting powerful feelings of nostalgia and comfort. Taste and smell certainly make life more delicious, but how do our senses know when to react? Let's delve into the concept of thresholds. Concept of thresholds. Think about the faintest sound you can hear, the dimmest light you can see. These are your sensory thresholds at work. Thresholds are fascinating, aren't they? They are the gatekeepers of our senses. They determine what we perceive and what stays unnoticed. Now let's delve deeper into 2 types of thresholds: absolute and difference thresholds. Imagine an absolute threshold as the softest whisper you can hear or the lightest touch you can feel. It's the minimum level of stimulation needed for detection, half the time. On the other hand, a difference threshold, also known as just noticeable difference, is the smallest change in stimulation that you can detect. It's why you notice when the volume of your favorite song increases slightly, or when the brightness of your screen changes. Thresholds fine-tune our sensory experiences, making them just right for us. So, that's our journey through the world of senses. Summary. We've journeyed through the world of senses, exploring how they help us perceive and interact with our environment. We've delved into the general characteristics of our senses, understanding their crucial role in our daily lives. We've looked at vision, the dominant sense in humans, and audition, our incredible ability to perceive sounds. We've explored kinesthetic sensation, our remarkable sense of body position and movement. And we've not forgotten about the chemical senses of taste and smell, our personal food and danger detectors. We've also discussed the concept of thresholds, the minimum level of stimulus needed for us to notice something. All these sensory processes and thresholds form our unique perception of the world. They shape our experiences, our memories, and ultimately our lives. So, let's not take them for granted. Remember, our senses are a gift, allowing us to experience the world in all its splendor. So, take a moment to appreciate them. Until next time, stay curious. And if you like this video, do not forget to subscribe to the Psychology and Physical Training channel for more videos. Thanks for watching.